that much is, you know, exactly what we require, and we need S-Tag to keep it up as he did in Inferno.
Yeah, no, that's like the mental part. It's like when you look at this matchup, when you look at like kind of how the head-to-heads go, S-Tag shouldn't be the guy you focus on anyway. It's like, mate, he's got a horrible task ahead of him. You know, he's already like filling the boots of Device, trying to don that AWP. Then you look at who he's going up against. Oh, it's Simple, right? Like, you shouldn't have to be the guy like putting up these crazy numbers. But let's get into this one, right? It was a little bit delayed, but now we're ready to go. NiP taking on Na'Vi. Na'Vi's map picking Mirage. NiP graced with the CT side start. They're going to have to hit the ground running here if they want to inspire a bit of confidence in this one.
Yeah, CT sided start at least. We saw that T trouble come through for NiP, and that's not been, you know, their latest problems. Back on Inferno. It's going to be Na'Vi just throwing the top con smoke, double flashes for Electronic. No P250, which we often see Simple on these entries, but he's just going to have to run it dry with the Kevlar res. P2K from the back of CT gives it up. There's a kit on him with the smoke, so NiP are playing for retail. Ooh.
Oh, okay. S-Tag and Hampus kill a piece. Bomb now going in towards the site and planted for this CT side. Electronic's got this one flash to send these two Ts in towards CT spawn and fight for this control. Rez playing anti, not affected by that flashbang. He needs to pick these up as his teammates are removed. It's ugly for S-Tag, and Rez, who was hiding out here, is just run down. This was a 3-on-5. NiP, they get all the openers, but nothing past that. Only Hampus left, and Electronic puts him in the dirt.
I don't know what happened to the comms there, but both CT players that Rez was with were full white, and he never swung. I guess he thought Perfecto was still holding him on that one jiggle. He spotted him, but both players were deep peeking, and Bit cut down those rotates out of B. Rez needed to help out those CT players, but he comes in a little bit too late, and Na'Vi just chase him down at the end. That's a 3-on-5 post-plant pistol, the one flashbang to rule them all. Electronic held it just until necessary. Na'Vi steal the pistol away. We don't have a 4-4. NiP want to get those guns in ASAP. So they will rock pistols for now with one flash on S-Tag. He's got it over towards jungle. Could flash his players into Palace, but that's just going to get nothing for them as Na'Vi are poised for a B-pop. Boomich can late lurk up Cat or just stay here and cut rotations down. Bits denied them the mid information with his captain. And now Na'Vi get to go.
Hampus, the doctor with his deagle, his trusty sidearm getting rushed down. Oh, he's in a world of problems here, and Perfecto, no respect given, just runs at him with the MAC-10. That was like the one dangerous component in the round if Hampus made it interesting with the deagle. With him now removed, it's just going to be a bit of a farm here. Boomich getting stuck in, and Simple's deagle along with the MAC-10 here to close. They make a bit of money here on these SMGs. That's all well and good. Now NiP are buying up. Simple did play with the sidearm in that one there,
but he died. So no Kevlar kept. Otherwise he'd have his AWP.
Perfecto could still drop it over, and yeah, that's going to happen,
Very
right?
ballsy to see that in a bonus round where you're still running MAC-10s. Like, MAC-10s imply a bit more pace for Na'Vi. You can still do that. There's still options for these MAC-10s and for Simple to just chill out and be a supportive element, but he's going to try and charge into middle. Brolin's already smoked out in the window. So they will give Simple the room to work this AWP. NiP want to fight for mid. After that window smoke, they've got flashes primed, Rez and Con. But Na'Vi don't look interested, just leaving Bit to come in late from under.
Simple trades util, right, given the flashes to try and set up his MAC-10 players in the A play. They've just seen Bit smoke out of lower. They try to chase down this kill.
Ouch.
And they will at least trade it. Bit attempts to be very conservative there and just play the 5-on-4. Isn't ready for them to run at him. Still, the A side's been compromised in the meantime, and now NiP is scrambling these rotations. It is a good chance of just this open, wide plant for Na'Vi. Very little that NiP can do here. You're hesitant to want to call the save in your first rifle round, but it's all they're really left with here with so much ground taken by Na'Vi. That entire fight just hinging on that one engagement over at jungle after that earlier skirmish down here in the lower tunnels. And with Na'Vi having won that out and tipping the scales so early on into the 4-on-3, NiP, they write this one off.
Yeah, it's nice that NiP clearly know what's up, right? They very much were ready for Bit in unders. He threw his a con smoke. Rez is the guy pushing ahead of it, and NiP really just wanted to get rid of the lurk so they could focus on the bomb side. But Bit going 1-for-1 and losing a man in A, not really primed for a retake round with no kit. So NiP will give the respect over, and respect they shall. They must in a matchup like this. That's also going to limit you going for these crazy rounds, like rounds that Na'Vi were winning on their CT side of Inferno. A lot of man down or even retake rounds on Inferno that a lot of teams would either save in or just lose due to position alone. Back to middle for Na'Vi, but no one here to stop him.
Plopsky trying to take space. Oh. It's an awkward fight for him to be locked into. Try drop that smoke, waits for the spam briefly, and now is given a window to cross out of there. At a bare minimum, this A1S kept in play. And no one else on his team, none of these pistol players have armor, so you know, you're hesitant to give that gun over. Top con smoke goes in, coupled with the window smoke, but it's been blocked. Okay. Rez, he hits it. It's a little header. He's going to try and use this to his advantage. Plays ahead of the con smoke. And with that big gap in it as well, he does have support available from A. The rest of Na'Vi are moving into this B bomb site now, pretty much flat out from the apartments. Late lurk from Bit in middle will net one. Hampus holding the line here with this rifle. And his low HP teammate still alongside it. Bit's found a lot of success on this mid lurk. 40 seconds as Simple doubles back out of there with the bomb. Bit's the man to try and make this round happen. I hear that gun spamming con side, and now they're going to go hunting for S-Tag. Down in the palm of his hands.
He's tucked all the way in, but he's already reading it. Going back to CT spawn to set up for this A round. Simple has given him a nice bit of room here to plant open. If he can get it down, for short. Bit is poised for the round. He's already cut down Popsky on this lurk. S-Tag, even if he kills the man in the middle of the bomb site, Bit is ready to win the round with no smoke from S-Tag. He's got to find these kills quick. Simple is tucked in behind the boxes, and S-Tag has the read. He knows he can't be far away, but he's got to now make noise off the top of the ticket. Simple trying to play with it, Bit from afar, and he hits the headshot with 4. That was all meant to be a Na'Vi round into the B bomb site, but Bit goes from under, jumps bench to window to ladder, and even 4Ks for the short A post plant. That was a beautiful round for Bit.
Dude, and I cannot highlight enough just how good of a round this was from this guy. Like, from every single component, if you just break this down into like the raw micro of Counter-Strike, obviously he nails every single shot he has to hit. The pathing is perfect. It's all movement based as well to like make the little like ladder jump happen from window. Just beautiful routing from him, and it saves the day for Na'Vi, bails them out of a round that almost eludes them. Electronic, that molly goes way too deep, and so he wants to use it to his advantage. Rez was not at all ready for that. And even though S-Tag will trade it out, it's still this early 4-on-3. Oh, Hampus, bruh, the timing.
And they're leaving. They're going back to B. Oh, no, they're not. They're resetting for an A smoke attack.
They ain't got smokes.
Yeah, they got one. Bit's going to have to come all the way back to them, though. They're putting a rifle with no util in Palace. Simple wants to be flashed into fights. Yeah, not only is that molly too deep, but he hears the chuck from Rez on ramp. So Electronic with that swing was perfectly timed. And Brolin, a guy who made himself famous on close A ramp on this position, just walked in to that opening kill for Na'Vi. They've gone so quiet now, but they will eventually be hitting back into this A site. Oh, S-Tag, you saw the drop, but Perfecto trades with the low HP AWP, puts it to use. Hampus is too far. It's all on Plopsky. Close peek by Boomich and head removed with that util down. The one smoke to rule them all. And Hampus just got to go for a random timing shot. But with a reverse default plant, Na'Vi have already won the round. He just has to accept
look
it.
at the minimap. Look at it. Like they heard the AWP fire out from short and they go, oh, he's saving B. Right then. Let's try and stop that. Boomich walks in first. Feeds this AWP. Its first kill on the save. But Simple, he's taking the presence of this AWP personally, wrapping in through lower. Now up into the apartments. Hampus needs to keep his wits about him. If he wants to save this AWP, trades a tag with Simple. That might force a bit more respect out of him. At this point, Perfecto feels good enough that there's no chance of Hampus pulling a rabbit out of a hat and somehow winning this. So they all start to run at him. But it seems like he will get away with the AWP at a bare minimum.
Yeah, similar starts to that of Inferno, right? Some close-ish rounds in the middle, but Na'Vi just exerting dominance right now, and NiP need to get on the board earlier. We'll never get to see that ludicrous T-side pocket pick that we've been poised for in this matchup. Nice to see the double AWP coming early for NiP, but fully avoided. Hampus hit some awkward timings in missing bit up in the B apartments. Nice attacks was cleaned off of that close ramp, only going 1-for-1.
Is this the pace change?
Yeah, now just going to disrespect. They know the util's not there for NiP, and they're not ready for the fight. But Hampus with the one AWP, the smoke is down. It's perfect for Na'Vi to try and get into the bomb site, and they just run wild. Mac 10s, AKs, you name it, they got it. Double entry kills, and even though they ran right into the big ticket item, it's Na'Vi who punch in a 6th round.
It's a good little bait and switch here, but that tag might force the respect out of Electronic. Now he learns about their intention behind that, and will just deal with the close player. They're all hunting. They don't even need to go hunting here. Like it's people saving pistols, and yet they're still running at them. Trying to send a bit of a statement in the victory of this round. And Na'Vi 6-0. It's a little saddening, man. We might never get to see that big meta-defining thing from NiP. This first half is just so one-sided that there's no point in them bringing it out.
I don't want to call a 15-0 at 6 rounds deep, but yeah, it's beating. This is a beating. I love that play for Na'Vi as well. They know that the one way that NiP can actually hold B is to put that AWP up on balcony, and Na'Vi actually smoke it. That close balk smoke on the B rush was Na'Vi's, just to deny the sightline for NiP. Na'Vi know they can not only jump through that smoke, but also hop out the window as well. That's where the Mac 10's route, as they take so much space in B. They run past the AWP, but someone finds it in the midst of that madness. And so Na'Vi just never give it the chance to fire off. If Hampus plays in the bomb site with the AWP, he'll go max 1-for-1. He had to try and maximize his shots before Na'Vi even touch their feet on the ground of the bomb site. And he gets completely cut out by utility. First pause coming out for NiP. They used all 4 in about 12 rounds of Inferno. They kind of had to even get on that game. And at least seeing their pauses come out early, but another ode to Inferno, perhaps. Double AWP back. And 2 kits mean NiP can at least long out rounds. Missed window smoke from Na'Vi.
Oh, but they do kind of make up for it, right, with that top mid smoke to conceal the cross. Now they learn about this AWP in window. Grouping over towards ramp. They might try and send Electronic in just to give it a bit of a prod. This AWP is in CT on the back of S-Tag. So Simple's going to have to keep his wits about him. Are they flashing him in? Yeah, S-Tag's got a flash out. Ooh, Simple's blind, but Electronic's got his back through and through. Simple lives. Oh, 16 points of health. A 4-on-4 there might have made all the difference. Now Na'Vi are feeling confident. If you swing for the king, you better not miss. Simple is still in the round.
Dude, there's no surprise that Brolin's having a really rough game here as well, because Na'Vi are centering so many rounds about just destroying him. He can't get aggressive. He can't get info. They were dropping on ramp from right side as well earlier when S-Attack was AWPing it. Like, Na'Vi are being so annoying towards A ramp, and they keep getting 5-on-4s from either just dry palace peaks or ramp anti-flash setups. Nice shot. This time it connects for for the kill. Hampus finds Bit. It's an A contact again. Those smokes are not coming down for Na'Vi, and the nade is beautiful. We got 2 players out of ramp at least, but NiP might finally be onto a round unless Perfecto pops off.
Whoa.
There's 2. Far from short. He didn't see that third player. It's a double AWP right now, but he's not got the bomb down. Got to pick it up off of Tetris. 20 seconds for Perfecto, and this round must be perfection.
Yeah, he's low on time, low on chances, swinging out. He's now seen the AWP over in Con. Bomb on his back as he takes it out. This is where S-Tag can just swing. Oh, he's going to lock that one in, puts a stop to Perfecto in the clutch. And so NiP takes them a minute, but they do put a round up on the board. Immediate pause from Na'Vi, right? Yeah. They are not happy with how that one starts to unravel.
And it was going well for them, right? They had the entries. They just lost Bit on that lurker this time. As you know, he's already seen Hampus go for a couple of deep B peaks with this AWP. Na'Vi might just try and use that to take him out as much as they've been running setups to rid Brolin out of these rounds. Really nice round out of Plopsky. You know, he's a bit quieter than S-Tag on the last map, but he was that third guy, right? Maybe even the second guy above Hampus on Inferno on those T sides. He had a couple of entry rounds into the A site. We just didn't really talk about it because it was entry rounds that put NiP in post plants that they lost. So he was never really up in those post plants anyway. Na'Vi lose 1. They pause and they come back in with another AWP. Simple's going for his ramp spawn this time, though. Brolin shouldn't be crossing past. He's the only guy anchoring A. Blind shot through the smoke for Hampus. Boomich is running him up towards Con. Very quick moves towards middle. NiP have a heavy A stack.
I mean, justifiably so, right? A lot of these rounds, as you kind of pointed out, centered around getting this ramp control, moving into A in the late round. But eventually we do have NiP kind of going back to this attempt to take ramp away. Finally, they're actually going to get given the room here to get this real estate.
Ballsy to even try it. And it's misinfo.
You know, as they've been looking, it's all well and good. I will say, you know, having S-Tag up close combat AWPing does kind of give you a few more options, but I'm kind of nervous at the fact that Brolin's having a hold Palace right now.
He's got to flick.
He's going to have to flick back to ramp on S-Tag's miss or hit, whatever it may be, on the angle. Flash does not hit the mark. Nice. Brolin will handle himself well. Finally now up on the board, but tries to go even further, and that's a bit of an overstep. Simple offered that chance at the trade. He'll take it all day long.
It's back-to-back rounds of Brolin has put Simple on 10 health, but can't kill him, right? Last time Electronic saved Simple. This time he gets away with his frag off the dink. Plopsky alone. He doesn't know how close Bit's gotten. Oh, he's not clearing the back of the site. Plopsky is playing ring around the Rosie, and Bit still wins the entry.
No.
He should never get away with that. The FAMAS puts NiP to bed, and Na'Vi are running wild with 10 seconds.
Okay, Electronic dead over in top mid. Now this bomb crossing.
Surely not.
Already into the site. Hampus on this angle. Wants to get involved. Running in. Might not be able to stop the plant, but still takes one out the ranks. Bit is low. Still putting up numbers. And Simple. Another frag from this AWP. Only Rez left standing. 2 bullets would deal with both players. And a missed shot for Simple. Now the 1v1. Bit opened up the round, but isn't there to close. Rez will rise to the occasion and puts a second on the board for NiP.
God, it's so scary, though. It's terrifying as NiP keep getting left in these double AWP retakes now on both bomb sites, but they've won each of them. Rez saves the day. Simple out on an island. And Bit just too low, feeling the pressure. He wanted to swing. He didn't want to get walked up on by Rez, who's such a clutch player, who went so quiet, back on Inferno. Can't afford to now if NiP want to long out this series and go through to that top 8. Big round out of Rez, and the double AWP is immediately back in play for NiP. They waste no time. I love that rotate, though, for Na'Vi. The 10-second B hit, beautiful entry work for Bit. S-Attack started off now. Take him off of the ramp with a Palace spawn. He's put Electronic down early, and Na'Vi still wanted this quick A attack.
Oh, they've seen the barrel. Yeah. Brolin, good reaction for the double. Both Simple and Boomich are uprooted, trying to head up Con. Bit now pulled away from B, having to join Perfecto. These guys have cooked up rounds like this before, from nowhere, from nothing. They've got to try and do it again, only this time it's going to be a lot harder. They've got one smoke, full belt utility on Bit. Molly for Perfecto. You can use this to try and nullify some of these AWP angles, but not all of them, not enough of them. Minute left. They're going to give Bit the freedom, see what he can get away with. He's going to go back and clear this B push. Didn't see a thing, and so now we will regroup with Perfecto over at ramp.
Yeah, it would have been great to see Perfecto have enough nades to sell this fake on A, but instead they'd rather just group up. Bit with a bomb, has to cross past this AWP. He's going to flash. Perfecto for fights. A good flash. Range dodges, though. It doesn't matter. Nice entries for Perfecto again, but it should just be too many targets and not enough time. Molly pushes Tag out into the open, and Bit can get that plant. He fakes it, though. Not many other opportunities, but Bit makes his own luck. 1v2 now in what was a 2v5 for Na'Vi. Bit backs in.
Oh my god, this guy is the lone wolf for Na'Vi. He's used to being alone, and S-Tag will eventually deal with him. It definitely got worrying for a moment there, right?
You can't count Na'Vi out in any of these rounds, and that's the most terrifying part. NiP know it too.
Yeah, man, whenever you see him in those clutch moments, you know, with Perfecto kind of laying him up, being the guy to open, Bit is so comfortable being the lone guy trying to make a play, right? I mean, hell, you kind of saw it in the round prior to that one where he gets them into B. He puts them in a position where they could have even made something out of a really dire situation. So S-Tag, he does really well to just contain that, put it to bed right away. And you still got to give this guy credit for keeping it up on this AWP, right? We were wondering, is Inferno just going to be a bit of a flash in the pan? You kind of needed big numbers out of him to get the 6 rounds you did. And at a bare minimum, he's still keeping up appearances here on Mirage.
Again, he's coming in under Bit. Oh my god, what's his spam for Electronic? It's so accurate. Bit should be dead. Rez has so much freedom with Hampus pushed up top middle. Brolin's trapped under. They should know it, but there's no Molly to get him out just yet. They take the dry fight. Boomich blind with that entry. 4-on-4 now, but they have so much room. Tag has been a nuisance back in spawn, closing these rounds with the AWP. He might have made a read, but Boomich is right below the smoke and takes him out of the round. Perfecto, caught on the cross, has left the bomb out in the open, and Boomich almost gets backstabbed by Plopsky. This one is a mess right now. Those smokes will begin to fade, and Hampus' sight line's open, but Plopsky's is closed.
Hampus has got to save. He can't go for this, man. 1v3, they're all over the site. They've got CT. They've still got a man floating around at ramp. You just don't have enough ideas. Don't have enough idea as to where they are, where they've gotten to. They're so well established right now, so he's got to hold on to this AWP. Na'Vi up onto 7. And NiP might have started to come in with a couple of rounds, but there's the reply, and so much of it comes from Boomich, who just full sends. Like, think about how the round started for him. You know, he gets out ramp, he's like full flashed pretty much the entire run through the bomb site, and that doesn't deter him. He still holds W, he's still putting up numbers without the vision, and they were expecting a lot more respect out of Boomich in that moment.
It's such Boomich pathing, right? Just out ramp, he realizes it. I guess someone tells him he got that entry. He asks as he's blind, he doesn't know. His teammates tell him, and he goes right below ticket to kill that problem piece, which has been S-Tag with the AWP. Think about the rounds that Na'Vi have won on this A site. They've had that CT control ever since the pistol, flash peeking deep in on these default plants. It's so scary planting open with boosts that can come over the jungle smoke, with Hampus who keeps challenging stairs. He's got the AWP again, does Hampus. But nothing around it. And Na'Vi on these low econ rounds, they just bully that B site. Even if it doesn't go well, we've seen Bit give them escape routes intact by coming in on these underlooks. Boomich will go for the short split. Bit will just continue to be a nuisance. Pops into the gun. Oh, thank goodness Boomich saves the round with that trade kill. Still USPs pick pieces out of Na'Vi, but they've got the bomb site, and that's all that matters.
Boomich really looks like he wants to fight this. I hope he doesn't, just for a moment. Like, let the time tick down enough that you know they're not going for it, so you know they're saving. Because right now, like, NiP are down to tango. They're down to fight for this. Flash goes in, Boomich turns, and that's a freebie. 2v2. No more chances now for NiP. They're going to save this AWP, going to get out the round with it. S-Tag, maybe there's a gun floating around somewhere up on Catwalk. There's that AK. But Na'Vi are looking to keep an eye on that. They've dispatched Simple to keep that under lock and key.
He could get this kill at the end. Always an option. Simple's just going to peek, though. Oh, S-Attack running and gunning. Oh, jumping headshot. And the double orb lives on. NiP, sometimes they find a way to get this money going. They keep double orbs every single round, despite not putting up any CT rounds, really. And that's a despicable way to take down Simple in the post plant. Jumping tap from the USP. Not bad for S-Attack. We'll give it to him. A well-earned AWP. But even with these two AWPs, it's not been enough to get NiP rounds. Another fast mid-take, but think about this. You've never had an AWP fighting middle for NiP. It's always been smoked off. And again, blind shots. All Na'Vi do is find 5v4s with no vision.
It is wild, man. Like, you're flashing, and that's meant to help so much, but every single time it feels like somehow it's firing them up. Like, I don't know, you're just poking the bear.
It's like Inferno, where like on the T side, the executes were clean for NiP. The util was excellent, but Na'Vi would still find a way to win those rounds despite incredible flashbangs. S-Attack has some of the best flashes in this entire tournament. But as we see, Na'Vi don't care. Eyes closed, 5-on-4s, B split, and NiP have no idea. That's awkward.
That is a little awkward right now. They've heard the fall down. They know that Na'Vi have made it all the way to ladder. Plopsky waiting on the short side. Now through Con, they're trying to pinch the middle. This is a good timing on this for Brolin and Plopsky, who do combine for a killer piece, but they never learn about Simple. They never learn about this second man in ladder room. He's now darting in, trying to play into this round. Hampus back at the site, trapped at the pillar. Doesn't want to open himself up to short, because if he does, that's his death certificate signed. Simple moving in. Smoke just blocks off. S-Tag back in the market. Missed shot from Simple. Electronic is closing the gap in the meantime. Walking up, looking for a way back in. Two AWPs here. And Simple up against them both. Dancing around the smoke. It's Hampus with the swing. And so two AWPs that will get the better of the B play. Beautiful timing on Plopsky and Brolin's interplay in middle as well. That was really nice between the two of them there, right? Brolin swings out Con right as Plopsky decides to fight for that mid control up on the short side. It felt like it kind of blindsided Na'Vi.
Hampus had to close that because S-Attack had such a tight line, not trying to give Simple away into that round, but he gets smoked off by his in-game leader right as Simple is crossing into his crosshair, and S-Attack never sees him get into the bomb site. So good save from that double AWP again, as you say, but whoa, there was a way in. There was a world for Na'Vi in that ridiculous clutch round. Simple's feeling it. He's got the hero AK, funded by his team. Audacious positions for NiP, who for the first time have actually put AWPs ahead of the smoke. They knew the window smoke was coming in, and so they fight down under with theirs. S-Attack hits it on the jiggle for bit, and he's got cover from Hampus for his escape route. All planned and all gone to perfection. Na'Vi now need to regroup. One rifle back on ramp. Brolin playing a lot more safe in these previous few rounds, letting these AWPs just wreak havoc as he sits back in CT. Na'Vi can run boost to mid, but it's being given away for now.
Simple with the spot. They've seen him. It goes both ways, and that hero AK knocked out of the round with no impact found. Now a smoke going over for Con, trying to give these players in middle the ability to maneuver around this smoke and start to wrap the A play. Electronic, he's got Brolin up close. Will he be ready for this? Boomich is out of the stairs. That's a clean opener, and they cross paths, but the bomb is dropped on the ramp side. 15 seconds. Na'Vi have got to get a move on. Right now, just looking for damage with that bomb still controlled by NiP. There's no win in this round. 10 seconds. Boomich is saving, and Perfecto is seeking death. Plopsky will oblige, and Boomich at least gets out with this AWP intact.
Yeah, really nice re-aggro for Brolin there. That got very scary. If he goes down to Electronic, who he knew was there, that gun on the ground disappeared in front of his eyes with the E key, so he knew what to expect, but the flash peek with his back turned, that could have gone very badly, and if it would have, Na'Vi would have had another way into what should have been an unwinnable round. Brolin denies it now. He was 0-6. He's now 7-10. He's had a very good resurgence on this CT side, as these double orbs have as well. NiP, they've set themselves up in this half. They've given themselves a route. Still not a winning half, but maybe there's a way to find 7. Boomich has saved Simple that orb. Worth every penny. That hero AK last time got countered hard. NiP naded and mollied the Apex position. Simple's got to do it solo again.
Oh, Rez saw a barrel there, and that's reason enough for him to lob all this util in. Oh, Perfecto. How on earth does he get out at 1 HP? Boomich is not so fortunate. Simple's going to try and trade this. Hoping they give him this fight. The 2 ready to swing. Simple will pluck one of them out of the round, but it's immediately cancelled out by Rez. Electronic going low, going slow, and Perfecto, 1 point of health with the Deagle, has delivered this late trade over in middle. Now Bit is armed with this orb. Double orb isn't super ideal in a moment like this, really. Go back and get that bomb. Electronic's called, like, guys, I am in A. I am way deeper than anyone expects.
Insane.
NiP have to be considering this,
though.
though.
They know. S-Attack saw him. He's been jump spotting all round. He saw Electronic get out into the bomb site. Electronic just knows he's got a bit of room to get that bomb down. Perfecto's still trying to cut off these rotates. Back turn! It's Electronic to die. Perfecto was trying to cover triple because a flash came over from CT spawn. It distracted him. 15 seconds. Bit's got a plant. Out in the open, Perfecto covers. At a 2v2 now. No way Na'Vi can do it.
Oh, missed shot for Bit, and now 1 HP. Perfecto's got to be the man to do it. The orb, he almost doesn't mind fighting. It's that M4 that's the nightmare. And so out through CT onto the Deagle. He's going to get spammed out. They deal with it well on the NiP side of things, right? There was definitely a world where that could have started spiraling. They start to win all the fights they have to right at the end. They deal with Bit, who unfortunately got aim punched right as that jungle fight comes in.
Good save from Plopsky, man, but Hampus had to get that kill from short, right? It's an awkward timing when Na'Vi aren't actually covering the planter. They think they're getting CT rush. NiP didn't have the numbers there. But Hampus taking down the initial planter in the bomb site is the guy that actually stops Na'Vi from taking an advantageous post-plant with armed players. Very, very nice.
Dude, this is like legit from NiP right now as well. Like, this is one hell of a turnaround from them. What with how this game started. They kept themselves in it, and you know, I do think this double AWP has been no small part of that, right? It's had a lot of impact. I think when you have Hampus and S-Tag AWPing, they're very, very good at playing off of one another, right? And some of these mid setups that we've had, it's kind of given guys like Hampus or S-Tag in the round where he dropped lower more degrees of freedom with that AWP, right? You can play like that layered AWP setup from Con and the lower drop, and they're pulling it in on good timings as well.
Yeah. They also, like I said, they've just been cut out of middle every single time by this window smoke. Brolin's trying to beat the con smoke, trying to fight in front of it. Bit backs up. His late lurks under have been high impact in this game for Na'Vi. Again, they are consistently taking this A site. That smoke bounced badly. It's fallen off for Brolin. S-Attack's found the first pick out ramp, though. Bomb's been denied. Brolin finds another. This is all the makings of a NiP 7 round.
Rez is even looking to fight for this. That's the bomb over on triple, over at Tetris. It's a tag. Perfecto with the reply. Oh, tries to fight for CT. But S-Tag's holding for it, and now it is just Bit. When you see he's alive, you can have an idea as to where he's coming from. Does that make dealing with him any easier? The crossfire between Short and Con wasn't able to get that trade. Given a little bit of room, but it's time that's the real enemy a Bit here. With Hampus and S-Tag both just holding a crossfire inside of the site, it's going to be super rough. He knows where they both are. dropping in. Both the orbs are missing. It's given Bit room. Tag down low now. And with only 8 seconds, he needs this plant. They don't have to face. And Plopsky goes up and over to lock that one in. NiP, they stumble back to their feet, closing out that first half. Just 1 round the difference between them and Na'Vi.
NiP had to work for every single round they won on that CT side. Nothing came for free. Even when Na'Vi came in with 1-gun rounds, they would still get them into 2v2s. And that gives even more credit to the 7-round half for NiP for managing to come back from that, again, strong lead for Na'Vi. They were up 6-0 at the beginning of this map. It was looking like a repeat of Inferno. I'd say NiP have got to be pretty happy with how this one's turned around. This has been a very 50-50 map in terms of CTT leaning, in terms of the stats back in challenges. Na'Vi is still winning the half, but NiP have really recovered well in a very tight game right now. All the players that we wanted to step up have performed a lot better, and Esatag has kept up his appearance from Inferno. Now it's NiP T side. We've got to keep our eyes open for what they're going to show us. Ooh.
Oh, that's not the opener you wanted. Boomage is clean. Brolin, the ramp man, the one who was able to turn it all around and start to own that position. Now knocked out first to open up their T side.
They're just going to buy time for Simple. They're giving away the bomb site. He's on a massive T-spawn flank, and they do have a kit on Perfecto to play late. Double nades. It's ballsy.
Yeah, don't do a lot of damage either. Boomage gets away at half health. He'll take that. Flash to try and set up these CT players. They make contact as the flash pops, and it's good right away. Everyone chimes in with a kill. And so Na'Vi run down the A play. They keep it flawless.
And Simple gets the defuse. No, it's mine. Obviously, he wants that money for the AWP, so extra 300 just for Simple, and Na'Vi get away with a pistol round. That big ramp flank didn't even matter. Simple just called them to go, and Na'Vi explode with a flawless pistol round into a 5-on-4 post pod. Those flashes are incredible. I like the idea for NiP, right? To throw double nades when they get that A site to constrict Na'Vi and CT spawn, but like you said, only 50 damage. You want way more value from such a high investment. Na'Vi, no problem, cleaning house in that retake round. 9-7. NiP immediately buy up. It's not a pretty second round AK investment though, because they got no kills. They're on a MAC-10, they're on pistols, they're on a UMP. This kind of screams a just B explosion round. Double smokes in mid. And Na'Vi will meet it with one of their own.
Yeah, they got the util to just go for this B play, right? You can smoke off the market window, make it a bit harder for rotates. You still got this smoke on res.
Ooh, what's this? Is it a short hinge smoke? Oh, it's coming out to let them get up mid to B.
Okay, Hampa's going to move in with that. He's spammed super low on his run-up, and the rest of NiP, well, they lose the short player. They try to go in. They try to tango with this B site, but Na'Vi have already stacked it to the 9s. Just S-Tag left standing at the end of things, and he's double swung from market. So that force for NiP, they were hoping for a lot more out of it. Those smokes in middle, the one up through Cat, it was a dead giveaway to Na'Vi. And they just padded out that B bomb site.
Yeah, you don't really have the element of surprise with a play like that, and the util just has to be incredible. And not only that, Na'Vi have to be playing close and you know, in positions where they can't escape, right? Stuck under the balcony, stuck at car, stuck close short, but they're at the back of the bomb site. They've got range, and they can wait out those flashes before they take fights. More quick mid taking for NiP, but only Deagles to do it this time. Na'Vi. Oh, this is nice. Through the smoke on a timing. Oh, if Plopsky went for it, he would have had Boomage back turned. But he won't commit. Simple smokes out under. So NiP are very much constricted in this round. Gonna have to use the whole clock to work these pistols. Safe jump spot. Perfecto did see Hampus there before he lobbed the nade. almost a 0% chance you're ever going to die doing that jump spot unless they're very close. Perfecto gets that early info, but it's not like NiP are hitting the B side. They're just probing right now.
Oh, that's a meaty nade, and Electronics even dealt with S-Tag coming out through lower. That's the bomb spotted. And so at this point, you know, Na'Vi have built this picture that this looked like it was poison for a mid to A play. They've dealt with both extremities. Now it's just the man in middle to flush on out, and Rez will get cut down from the re-aggro through Con. This is where things need to pick back up for NiP. This is where it needs to get interesting again. They can have the guns out now. I want to let Na'Vi catch that second wind after NiP streaked those last 4 rounds together.
If I'm looking at the forecast, Harry, it's a bit of a tornado of death coming right down the barrel for Na'Vi. They've still got a bonus round. They can just throw themselves at NiP. They can play very loose in a round like this with 2 MP9s. Perfecto heading B with his Boomage back on the A side, laying up flashes. NiP keep throwing this double smoke to get into middle. But Simple, he doesn't know it. They're all around him. Oh, what a clear. Perfect for Simple. Bomb is tumbled to the ground, and he has got a third on his plate. Simple ready to chow down in the apartments. Bobski can set it alight, but Simple just sits and waits, finally dead. Hampus has actually picked Boomage, who pushed T-Spawn at the same time off of ramp. NiP have managed to equalize things. If Electronic can find this kill, it can shut out this B play at the same time. There's no escape with Roland. In the smoke, wins that one, and now NiP can bail.
That's a route back in. They sit back, they wait for Na'Vi, and Na'Vi do go to them. Teeing NiP up for a chance now. They've just heard Bit rotate back out of the apartments. That might give them reason enough to want to recommit back in here. As they hear him going down the short side, every one of these little steps he's taken, they've all been heard, they've all been commed across, and so NiP, they know they're going into a B site that, like, worst case is 1 dude on it right now. In reality, it's 0.
Really nice double fake. The thing that I keep seeing for NiP that I want to have a look at next gun round is they're throwing two smokes. Yeah, they're throwing 2 smokes in the middle. They're throwing the standard top mid smoke, but they're throwing one next to it that just lands in the middle of mid. I'm not sure what it's exactly supposed to cover. It's definitely on purpose. They've done it a few times now. Maybe it stops the con player from seeing someone cross top mid, because even if you have the top mid smoke, you can peek con off of spawn and see players crossing behind boxes. Maybe it denies that info, but I haven't seen it properly.
That's not the meta defining.
I don't think it is. Maybe there's more to it, or maybe NiP don't even want to pull it out, right? But they're managing to make this game very competitive, especially given how Inferno went. 3 alive at the end of things. They force Na'Vi's hand. A nice double fake out for Hampus to leave B, hear those steps and recommit. And they make Na'Vi sweat. But it was only a bonus round. We know that orb is coming soon.
I kind of want to see, you know, a bit more out of Simple here. Like, he hasn't carried that same impact forward from Inferno. It's not like he's put up rounds where you look at it and you go, he was the defining moment there. I think for that, you would be looking at someone like Bit, I think has easily been like the guy bailing them out of situations.
There's that double smoke.
So here it is. It lets them cross close over in middle. Electronic's going to play behind it. He's trying to use it against them. Creeping around the shadow will lend Hampus a helping hand. It's kind of cool. It gives them an option to fight this one way into window.
Yeah. I like it. That might be what they're talking about. I mean, it does, if you're throwing it every round, it's giving you a lot more space. You have a lot more cover from the cat swing.
There's a lot of options from it.
Yeah, I like it. It's something different, Harry. And right now, Na'Vi are trying to fight it back, right? Electronic walked it, but he gets denied. And I definitely think if you're a T on that ramp and you're fighting window, you're at such an advantage. So that seems to be the play for NiP. It's, not a window smoke, but it's forcing Na'Vi to respect them in middle a little bit more. Has all the value of a window smoke while also covering a con walk.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool that window's left open, because if anything, you won that fight, on the back of the smokes, right? Yeah. So yeah, kind of sick, especially because if an AWP is window early and he sees it's not smoked, he's rubbing his hands together, thinking, all right, here's my moment. It managed to slip 2 up the connector. Plopsky moving in from ramp. It's this A split, but it's kind of labored. They do manage to get themselves up con. However, Bit is re-aggressed on the short side. Will connect it eventually. And there's Boomich to close.
Yeah, Na'Vi, they're having no problem holding their bomb sites, are they? And NiP just trying to spill through connector, get cleaned up from behind. I want to see if Electronic, sees that smoke and just charges under. So much more cover for a player dropping out of window or running for an under peek from con. It's something NiP will certainly be aware about. Calling their second timeout with DJL chiming in. They didn't have to force all 4 in the first half like they did back on Inferno. So they've at least got depth to fall back on this T side, but 1 rifle round 1, and as soon as Na'Vi come back in with full rifles and an AWP, they keep it nice and clean on that A site. Yeah, Bit's just going ham right now. Not really much to stop him. Even getting away with this labored tapping. Very easy stuff. And this is, again, like, sort of, I also want to see Simple pop off with CT AWP, but it's reassuring that Na'Vi can just keep rounds as clean when Simple hasn't fragged in a few. There's one standard smoke coming out. Simple's going to... Did they just smoke under? Or, no, blocked. They got blocked by Bit jumping.
As he jumped to cap.
Yeah. I've just got my eyes open for anything that doesn't look normal. But yeah, Bit made it up despite getting hit by that utility.
Yeah, that's kind of wild. Like, I thought that would have made him miss it. Simple weighing in with the opening kill. And a big one at that. S-Tag brushed aside. They're going to start to get their fill over in middle, right? They finally get given a little bit of room here. Top con smoke in.
B split into a stack.
Na'Vi, nice. Yeah, they were 3 strong here, but Bit dead over on cap. NiP now grouping everybody in the apartments. Inside of the B site, who you going to get past? It's Simple and Perfecto.
Oh, they're not convinced. Perfecto's gone back to watch for a mid lurker because Hampus could have climbed up into window, but he hasn't. So he's playing a timing game. It's really all on Simple. This is the round you wanted, Harry.
Yeah, this is the moment where he's got to pop off, right? He's got to have another big round like he did back on Inferno from the pit this time. The AWP gone right away. Perfecto tries to hold the line. Good for the first. Wrapped inside of the site, but Perfecto will deliver. Now he's on with the AWP. Goes out wide with the no-scope, and that is one step too far. It's a lot of damage done to both the NiP boys. Electronic is still very much in with a chance, but spotted and dealt with.
Nice.
NiP get out like bandits with that round.
Oh, it's all Hampus, right? Nice call. And again, Na'Vi just gets so scared in that mid round. They actually, they had Boomich from A come back to watch CT spawn to stop a window player. But because he wasn't convinced as NiP went quiet, Perfecto had to take it instead. And that just left Simple alone in the bomb site without a single kill. Hampus takes out AWP after he gets low in mid. And he goes on to 3K the round. Very nice stuff, NiP. Again, they pull out another T round, and Na'Vi's money is on the line. One more will do it. One more will break it. Brolin again goes back to fight middle. Electronic keeps throwing himself inside of this NiP smoke. Bits in the window, but there's the spam for Brolin. And yeah, smoke's not a wall. It's not enough cover. NiP know what Na'Vi are up to. Bit wants to fight back, but he could get picked instead by Brolin, just tucked in time. And I don't know if Brolin, he will check it. Rez has crept out. Hello, 2 players, back turn to the man on default with a missed spray. But Boomich dropped the bomb, but Simple can't finish the kill. Hampus is low, and NiP have the A site.
Do Na'Vi even want to attempt this? They're just so far removed from this round.
After you.
And right now, everyone leaning away. They're going to send Brolin back into middle. This is where the kind of slow pace out of Na'Vi could be good. Simple's going to check for this. Oh, it doesn't make it any easier.
Close.
And with Brolin dealing with that AWP in rotation as it was just about to have such a pivotal fight. Like, that's one where if Brolin dies there, suddenly Na'Vi, they're spurred on to want to give that more of a look in. With it going his way, it sealed the deal on this save.
Yeah, no kit there really for Na'Vi. I think even if they get that kill, they're probably throwing themselves back to safety.
I do actually really love the mid smokes. Like, it's making it super hard to contend early on. Like, the only way to feasibly kind of play against it is doing what Electronic is doing. But you see the problem with that, right? They're just going to spam you. Like, there's like a meter of spacing where you can be, where you can get to in that time.
Just a note maybe for the observers so they could show, next time we have that, if Na'Vi have a window play, I'd love to see it from their perspective, because I think they really can't see squat from their side. That's why Brolin's just playing a little bit over it to try and fight back. Na'Vi are trying to figure out solutions on the fly to that smoke, and that's why it's going to be most effective in a game like this. It's giving NiP mid-control, and Na'Vi are actually just losing picks because of it. Here we go. Another A split. Look at the room Hampus has crafted here. It's only Simple Zorb back in CT spawn. He needs to hit this immediate kill. There's no flash primed for ramp right now, though. They're waiting on this split part of the play. Hampus has been spotted. Dry Peak dead. Simple's in the right place, and he's got pistols all around him.
You're getting excited now if you're Simple, right? You kind of realize this was destined to be the A play, and so he knows this is his chance. He's going to play behind Triple with the AWP, with the big ticket item, looking for the con component of this split, but he's whittled down too many angles, too many responsibilities, and so NiP are closing the gap, 11 to 12. This is big, man, and NiP one away from tying this game up.
That's excellently communicated there by NiP as well. You really want to put the pressure on for Simple so he doesn't know where he can hold. If anything, you want all three of your players to be known about on Ramp, Palace, and Connector, so it just makes Simple randomly flick between them and try and find that next contact. He can't do it. He only gets that first dry fight, and past that point, he's getting triple peaked on that split. Really, really nice round out of NiP to just break into that A stack. And Na'Vi, now they're the ones feeling the burn, Harry.
And I mean, dude, like, just to kind of link it back into these smokes that we're getting in middle, it's really nice in the rounds where NiP know they're anti-eco, they're not up against a lot, they don't lob that smoke in, and instead, they kind of know that, like, the conditioning of scaring Na'Vi out of mid is enough in those rounds, right? You don't want to go feed the beast in middle, so largely Na'Vi are kind of ignoring it, they're just trying to pretend the problem doesn't exist in mid, and that's allowing guys like Hampus to play this super quick timing up into middle. Util traded for this control. RV, how do they go about fixing this? How do they go about stopping the NiP comeback? Real change of pace in this one for NiP, right? No immediate mid control, no immediate chance at fights. RV feeling a little antsy right now, but they do at least have all this control over middle. They do have this info as to what's going on here ahead of time.
Boomich wants to go for it, and he's got the freedom to do so with two other teammates in mid fighting for this control. Window smoke is not a problem for Na'Vi. They've got every other position caught with nades out. Boomich doesn't have to commit. He could have backed up, but he wants the blood, lusting for it. There's Electronic swinging top middle, and Rez can't help nor trade. Smoke out ramp. Simple looks for the right angle, and what a read from the man himself. Hits the headshot onto the AWP. Now it's the other AWP. Two on the T side as Hampus gets spam, pushing out of Palace, and Electronic is not waiting around. He hunts every single kill. 3 of them on that CT side, and it's Na'Vi to shut out NiP from mid and the A site.
I think they're just happy they finally get something a little more standard, you know? It's like when you kind of give them the more standard plays, they all know what they're doing, they all know what the responsibilities are. And so that one unravels very, very quickly.
This one's so close though. We had a little streak of 3 for NiP, finally been broken. Na'Vi still have money to fall back on with a flawless round. Again, Electronic's been dropping under. I think he's still waiting for that mid-smoke to come through the flash. It's beautiful. It pops behind Hampus as he runs through, and Electronic is so blind. That's just such a ballsy play for Hampus, but it's so right. Electronic can do nothing about it. He had to hit the immediate headshot as that flash popped. Simple wants to fight back into mid. Window smoke ready. Simple can't see him from this angle. Just has to respect it. Any more players walking into mid will be at the beck and call of the T-side AWP. Brolin's moving up, caught good timing, but he catches Boomich ducking in down. There's nowhere to move, nowhere to hide. Bit's gone as well, and Brolin's come alive on this T-half.
Yeah, Blinkton, you've missed it, mate. It's just Perfecto and Simple left in this one. A 2v5, Simple trying to fight for the mid control. Sees them ducking out of there, sees them leaving, and now starts to lean B. Him and Perfecto are just going to take a bit of a gamble here. Now, NiP, they're going quiet. They're trying to play contact, right? They don't want to give up the element of surprise. Little do they know it, they're walking into this stack. And with each second that passes, those are seconds that you won't be able to earn back. You will be committed into this B play. Simple, he's seen one, but he's brought down low. Missed shot on the flick. Perfecto helps out. Tag with a miss, and Perfecto's had one hell of a round. It's only Brolin, 1v2. Everyone in the server's low. He's looking for the AWP first. Simple, shot in the back. 10 seconds as Brolin is committed. And Perfecto's gonna swing it late. Huge round from the short man. 4K. To save Na'Vi's bacon. That was a 2v5 that Perfecto is able to put on the board.
And the AWP hit him coming up catwalk. That would have just been the round over. If Perfecto dies there, he got tagged by Tag, and that's all it is. He even swings ahead of the plant. Brolin mind-gamed in the 1v1, feeling like he had to go for the stick with 10 seconds, and Perfecto is one step ahead. This guy's a clutcher. You thought that was over. Missed shot for Simple. Players diving out. The backstab on short is there in time to win the round. And somehow Na'Vi 2v5. That is the worst round to lose. And not even like NiP made a big mistake.
No, I mean, dude, like that's one that's going to play in Tag's nightmares. Like, it really is. Up through the short side. I don't know how he only tagged Perfecto.
Through the bricks.
It was like lightly through the bricks on the corner, right? Oh my god.
Oh, I'm reeling after that one. I wouldn't want to be in the NiP camp right now. They got to get out of their heads and get back in the server. And they got to do it with only one gun.
That is wild, man. Perfecto, the turret. Just stands his ground on short. And it's set Na'Vi up for the win. It's recovered a game that was so close, and it's potentially just dug them out of this horrible scenario. NiP are all in this round. They need to find it. They need to find it now.
This round's all on Hampus. Tag is again throwing this smoke to get Hampus up on the corner to short split. This time it has to be more successful as NiP pummel B with only pistols.
Yeah, here they go. Bitten Perfecto here. I mean, the guy that just stole that round away from you, you're going to try and face him again. You're going to try and beat him again. Perfecto tucked in, is blind. Bit delivers the double. You might have found Perfecto, and Hampus is even able to come up the short side and dispatch a bit. So they've got the bomb down. They've got the post plant. Now they need to hold the line. They couldn't do this back on Inferno. They were in countless post plants that quickly turned sour. It cannot afford to happen now.
Simple makes a jump at least. That's going to speed up this retake. Triple cat boosted up and over. They've got kit, but they've got to move quick. Headshot for Electronic. It's not part of a market. And if a player can get on it, it's wide swing from Roland doing anything he can to stop this retake from materializing. And suddenly it's all Simple. 1v2 and no time to go. He's got to save. He wants kills on the way out, but NiP have won the round. 4 pistols and the hero AK on the captain. And it comes in clutch on that short split. NiP have had a couple of nice, naughty little ideas on this T side. It's been clutch rounds for Na'Vi that have kept them swimming. But this game's not over. NiP saved themselves from economic devastation with that win on B. What a game we're getting. This is nothing like Inferno. That was a wash.
Hero AWP. Simple saved it forward. Smoked off in mid. He'll hold his ground. Now looking to reroute so we can still be impactful with that AWP. NiP very, very slow. Very, very measured here. They don't want to go falling down to this hero AWP and pistols that lie around it. Out in middle, they trade a tag, right? Electronic might not have got the kill, but he still forced a bit of respect out of Hampus. They've been able to catch a player up here on Palace fairly often, playing this tucked-in corner where Bit currently resides. They've seen Boomich inside of the site, and that molly forces him to take a swing. Hello, Bit gets one, but Boomich cannot follow up. S-Tag going to deal with both these A players.
Hampus hears this. He knows where they both are. Got to plant for the short side. Pretty ballsy knowing that AWP was in the round, but smoke just came down in time, and Hampus is here to get exits. If he could take a kill here, if he could get Simple's AWP rid of the round, that'd be lovely. Fecto's seen him though, and at the same time he can arm his opponents. He doesn't want to do that. Util getting lobbed in to deny space. If NiP want to risk it all, they can go hunting. Ain't worth the risk.
Yeah, it's not like it would be some game-winning hunt down, right? If you remove this AWP, it's still coming out next round. Sure, maybe it sets you up a bit better in the long run, but really you need your own money. That's the thing to home in on here, right? Keeping 4 alive means they build up a bank, and it means that Na'Vi, even if they get to 15, are still going to have to grind out those 2 chances to close. So NiP safeguarding their own futures before they try and destroy Na'Vi's.
This is tense, this is tight, and this is a great round for NiP to run another one of these mid-takes, right, and use that utility. Na'Vi still haven't actually found a solution to it. We've got 2 smokes coming through. NiP go back to it. It's more standard, though. Again, the window smoke blocked by the jump up for Bit. How does he do it? He's made his sterner stuff, and now Electronics using that smoke like it's a one-way, like it was always his. Hampus is going to have to, again, go through this. This has been a fight that Hampus has been on top of every single time. The back's turned, 2 for Hampus. The smoke doesn't let them down. It picks them back up, and Hampus finds 3 into this A split.
Hey, the captain of NiP, he's fired up. He's feeling it now, top of the charts, and in with 3 to open this round up. He's put NiP onto 14, even looking to catch Boomich as he leaves. Will eventually get dealt with, but it doesn't matter. Everything else is coming up in favor of NiP.
I can't believe that that's the window smoke that Bit accidentally blocks on his cat jump, and it completely kills Na'Vi. That should be a W. That should be a win, accidentally blocking that smoke. It gives you so much more room, and Hampus just goes, you know what they're not going to expect right now? Going full throttle and running through it.
And, you know, if you think about this on like a mind gamey level, you know, the game outside the game, for Electronic, I can't imagine how he's feeling. Like, he's been getting bullied in mid, man, since getting into this second half. He's just been dealt like these horrible crisscross smokes in middle. He's been dealt these lower pushes from Hampus. Time and time again getting bested. Boomich. Oh, no! Doesn't get away. The AWP is removed from play. You would have loved to have had that here. Now, last hunt, right, when they didn't go for it, made a lot of sense, but that one has some resounding implications.
Yeah.
NiP, they set their own money up in the round prior to last, and that one there, they break apart Na'Vi's. Now Na'Vi are calling in the TAC timeout.
Yeah.
Oh dear, can you feel the winds of change blowing here on Mirage?
Na'Vi have to play for overtime. The only thing they can do here, the money is almost perfect for it. Simple has 5,400. You can buy Kevlar and AWP. The rest of his team's on 2,500. If he wanted to try and either pull in a hero round and basically force one of his teams on an SMG in round 30, he could buy up a hero AWP in this one. This is Hampus running through the smoke again and getting the double kill in that last round. The kills that started it all. If Simple wants to be crazy, of course he will be. Forcing the hand and biting the one that feeds him. He's got a big green. His teammates have nothing. Simple needs to save if he doesn't win the round. This is such a ballsy call, but when you see 5,400 in round 29, it almost feels perfect.
He does have this uncanny ability as well to have kind of these quieter games, but then in the moment where they need him, in the moment it's demanded, he can step up and fill the void.
I think that game against G2 on this exact map, right?
Yeah.
Losing clutches to Monacy, but put him on around 29, clutch for 15-14 in a 1v1 against Monacy. He wins it. These are the rounds that Simple was made for. If he doesn't do it all alone, this is NiP poised to break the 7-map winning streak and take us to Ancient.
Yeah, it's been demanded that Simple is like the demon, and if he can't rise to that, if he can't reach that level, as you say, this is going to go 3. NiP, They just need to stop this AWP. It's waiting in con for an early fight. That smoke goes in at the top of connector, and NiP are quick to move in behind it. Na'Vi can see jungle, can see this middle area, start to give a bit of room over to the con side, but they are poised, 4-man strong, over here towards this A site.
These splits have been perfect every time. Look at the spacing, look at the trading. NiP will all peak in the same second. Simple, there's too many targets.
Out through Palace, Electronic with one, a missed shot from Simple's AWP, a miss again, or just gets around the corner, but now needs to think about saving, gonna get out of there with the AWP and goes back in. A 1v3, but at this point, at 15 points of health, he would be risking it all by going for it. NiP, they might have forced respect out of him. They might have forced respect out of this hero AWP. And so Simple is left to stew, and it's stewing the reality that NiP have pulled this one back. They're on map point. They're the one a round away from taking us to Ancient, and they even knocked the AWP out at the very end.
It's gone. It's done. Na'Vi may have a buy. They may be able to crowdfund it for him, but this is NiP on a roll right now. Some incredible calling out of Hampers in this T side. These A splits have been ludicrous, and Na'Vi cannot get comfortable when Con is conceded. And of course it's getting conceded with some of the mid takes we're seeing out of NiP. Brolin has gone nuclear. 0-6 to start the map. A liability on ramp. He's gone crazy in this T side. Simple, he has been given that AWP.
Bits had enough of these mid-smokes. He said, Electronic, mate, let me try and solve the problem. Let me try and deal with it. Is this like a passing of the torch moment, right? Where, you know, Simple couldn't be the one to step up. Bit's going to be the guy to try and do it. Top of the server right now, 29 and 19. And he's found that opener for Na'Vi. NiP were not expecting this. They were not expecting these mid-smokes to not be fruitful. It's all they've been every time they've used them. But now a man down. And quite the man at that, right? Hampus has been a force to be reckoned with in this. Now he's having to lead the ragtag bunch from beyond the grave. Crawling and slowing down to just a complete halt in the mid-round.
12-8 for Na'Vi. 14-11 for Na'Vi. Hero AWPs in eco rounds for Na'Vi. Was it worth it? Can they finally close it and start that clock again? Or are NiP going to be able to bring it back from the brink of defeat and close us out and take us to 3?
They're moving up through con, right? These A-splits have been the bread and butter for this NiP squad. Rez going to try and make this contact out of Palace as his teammates shift their way through the connector. A one and done out of Electronic is more than you could have expected, more than you could have asked for. But is it enough? 3v3, Bit is closing in up through the connector, trying to give them a way back in. Perfecto will trade. Simple now joining his teammate over at the con side. 2v2. That bomb is down and ticking against Na'Vi. They're on the clock. They've got to be flawless here. S-Tag swinging from triple side. He wants this fight. He wants the engagement. And so it is. Just Simple again. 1v2 now. Out in the open. And Brolin's going to find him. We're going to Ancient. NiP managed to lock in Mirage. Breaking a streak for Na'Vi. And living to tell the tale. We're going the distance on this matchup now. And with a route to the major playoffs on the line, anything is possible. Pressure. We're going to Ancient, Hugo.
The pressure, man, the pressure. It usually makes Na'Vi, now it breaks Na'Vi. And hey, they said meta defining on that T side. They said they had a trick up their sleeve. Well, what a